There are no trades jobs due to high interest rates. Hey everyone, it's Wolfgang. So this is an unfortunate situation that we're seeing in the economy. If you have customers who are tradespeople, you probably know this already. We do have customers in our business that have trades jobs, and we've been seeing this for a while. So I want to explain what's happening. I want to explain why the trades jobs are so weak right now. Trades jobs, this is the type of worker who constructs and works on buildings, especially homes. Home building, putting additions on existing homes, doing maintenance on existing homes. Those are trades jobs. The largest source of these jobs is from home construction and home repairs, not office buildings, not strip malls. I mean, there are commercial buildings, there are strip malls and office buildings, but by far the largest number of structures in this country, single-family homes. There are single-family homes, the largest in number. There are apartment complexes, and then there are commercial buildings like office towers and commercial buildings like strip malls and stuff. So the largest source of trades jobs is working on existing single-family homes, maintenance, doing additions, or new home building, new home construction. Largest source of trades jobs. So those are the people being hurt the most right now. So housing starts. What are housing starts? So housing starts, that's a statistic the government tracks by looking at the permits that have been filed to build a new home. The government keeps track of housing starts to be able to take the pulse of this portion of the economy. So that's how important the home building and the trades jobs are to this country. The federal government is tracking it. Housing starts, new home construction, okay? Housing starts, that's not home maintenance. That's not putting an addition on an already built home. Housing starts are permits pulled for a new home to be built. They have fallen dramatically in 2025. And homeowners worried about their job and worried about the economy, they're not hiring tradespeople to do maintenance on their home or additions. They are DIY, they're doing it themselves because homeowners are, rightfully concerned about how secure their job is and what the economy is doing right now. So we have new home construction. Housing starts are at historic lows right now in 2025. And maintenance on existing homes is quite low because homeowners are afraid of the economy, afraid of losing their jobs. So home building right now, new home construction, housing starts, it's at a 3-year low due to several factors. The biggest one is high interest rates. High interest rates prevent many people from qualifying for a home loan. When interest rates were 2%, 2.5%, 2.75%, 3%, a lot more people could qualify for a home loan. But now with home loan interest rates approaching 7%, it just eliminates a lot of people from the ability to get a loan for a home. So if a lot of people have been prevented from getting a loan, that means there's much less demand for new home construction, and that's why home building is at a 3-year low. Another reason for this is the economy is bad. Maybe in parts of the country it's doing okay, but in a lot of this country right now, there is great uncertainty about the economy, and a lot of people are sitting on their hands, waiting for prices to drop. If you do a search online and look and do a search on home prices are dropping, you can find a lot of things online about this. So a lot of people don't know how low home prices are going to go, and they're sitting and waiting to find out. They're not buying. So right now, another reason for the 3-year low of home building, home builders, Pulte Homes, KB Homes, all the huge home building corporations, they have bloated inventory. They can't even sell the homes they've already built. They have a huge supply of unsold new homes. Right now, home builders have the highest inventory of unsold, newly constructed homes since the 2008 crash. If you don't remember how bad that was the worst housing crash in U.S. history going back many decades. It was a complete disaster for home building, 2008 and 9, and then many years after that. That is the precise reason that interest rates got so low for so long, was that reason. Because when the home building market, when the housing industry freezes up like it has done right now, regardless of what economists and the Fed have said, when the housing market has frozen solid like it has, the economy is in real trouble, because a lot of wealth comes from people's homes. If you want to buy something, you can take out a second mortgage or a home equity line of credit. Nobody is doing that right now because of the high interest rates. So home builders have bloated inventory. They have built a lot of homes that they cannot even sell now. So home building is at a 3-year low. Why? High interest rates, the economy's bad, and home builders have a huge supply of unsold inventory, unsold homes. So if housing starts are low, if home building is at a 3-year low, what does that mean about trades jobs? There's no demand for the kind of labor that's normally required to build a home, right? So bloated inventory, no jobs for tradespeople. Home builders, they're not building new homes. You know, in some parts of the country, maybe, but in many regions of the U.S., there's no home building going on. Housing starts are low. Housing starts, new home construction is quite low. So there's very few trades jobs out there. Right now, we have an economic slowdown. Whenever that happens, it doesn't matter when the economic slowdown happens. If a homeowner is not sure about their job and they're concerned about a weak economy, they will do things they wouldn't otherwise do. That includes do-it-yourself home repair things or home maintenance things. They don't want to pay a tradesperson to do the work. They're concerned about their job. They want to conserve their money. They will look at how-to videos online. There's a lot of them, and many of them are quite good. You can go online and learn how to do anything. You can watch several videos about how to do a specific task in your home and come away with enough knowledge to pull it off very successfully. So in a slow economy, homeowners switch to do-it-yourself. They watch videos online, and that means fewer tradespeople are being hired for home maintenance. The two main sources of jobs for tradespeople: home building, we know that's in awful shape, and home maintenance, that's in awful shape too because of the economic slowdown. So to get an idea of where the economy is right now, I tried to get a feel for what people out there are thinking about the economy. Couples are cutting wedding budgets or putting off the wedding altogether due to fears of an upcoming recession. So if people are putting off their marriages, their weddings, you can bet they're not spending on home repairs, right? A lot of people are quite concerned about the economy and where things are going. So home builders have the highest unsold inventory since 2008. How many trades jobs are at risk because of that? Okay, so if you look at this, 50 to 60% of all the trades jobs in the country, and that's millions and millions and millions of jobs, 50 to 60% of all trades jobs, carpenters, people who put up drywall, sheetrock, people who install doors and windows, people who do flooring, people who install appliances, people who do electrical work, trades jobs, 50 to 60% of all those jobs are involved in home building, which is basically non-existent right now, and home maintenance, which is also very low. 50 to 60% of all the trades jobs are at risk because of this unsold inventory and the do-it-yourself tendency of homeowners in a slow economy. So right now we have millions of tradespeople who are out of work. If you have customers who are in the trades, you probably already know this. They have cut back. In fact, they started cutting back over a year ago. So I think there's an issue with the data that the Federal Reserve, is being given. I don't think they're getting accurate data. I sort of wonder if they are, because we keep our finger on the pulse of the economy because we're in business. Like many of you, we're in business. We like to take the pulse of the economy, where things are. We have seen slowness in the economy for a long time. It didn't just creep up recently. It's been like this for a while. A solution is to lower interest rates. If interest rates were lower and more people could qualify for a home, more homes would be sold, and then jobs would be, there would be a demand for more workers to build homes. If home builders can't sell their bloated inventory, they're not hiring tradespeople. If interest rates were lowered, the inventory would get taken up. It would get sold because more people could qualify for homes. So unfortunately today, the Federal Reserve, the chair, what's his name? The chairman, the person who leads the Federal Reserve made an announcement today that they're not changing, Chairman Powell said there's not going to be any change to interest rates. So even though that would be a solution to these problems with the housing market, it's not going to occur. So I couldn't put everything on the board. So here's what to expect. Here's what we're trying to set our own expectations about the rest of this year, the rest of 2025. So 4 points, okay, 4 points about this, what we expect for the rest of 2025. Because the announcement today was they're not changing interest rates probably at all this entire year, for the rest of the year. I think the comment was maybe in 2026 is when they were going to start making changes. And obviously that things could happen and maybe they will change that. But I think that's what they said today. No interest rate cuts for the rest of this year. So the four things that we are telling ourselves for the rest of 2025. Number one, anything related to home building and home repair is going to suffer economically. That includes things like hardware stores, home improvement stores, Home Depot and Lowe's, suppliers and distributors of building materials. They're going to suffer economically because this inventory, this bloated inventory, it's not going to sell with interest rates being where they are now. I think they're close to 7% right now. So number two, trades jobs are going to continue to vanish. As more and more people become concerned about the economic slowdown, fewer and fewer people are going to hire tradespeople for maintenance on their home. They're going to become do-it-yourselfers. Homeowners become do-it-yourselfers when the economy is slow. Okay, number three, people who are working in the trades should probably think about a plan B. They're going to have a tough time for the rest of this year. They should probably think about a plan B. I don't know what that means. There are other ways to get employment in this economy. I don't know how appealing they are because trades jobs tend to pay fairly well, maybe not like Wall Street, but they tend to be decent paying jobs. But people who are working in the trades are going to have a tough time for the rest of this year because they said today they're not going to lower interest rates for the rest of the year. And item four, because interest rates are going to stay high like they are now, this is the worst time to sell your home when interest rates are high. And here's why. If you put your home on the market now, very few people, relatively speaking, compared to past years, okay, when interest rates were between 2 and 3%, very few people can qualify for a home loan right now. If you put your home on the market for sale, fewer people are going to be able to qualify for the loan. So the pool of buyers is much smaller. So instead of people competing to buy your home and giving you multiple offers, now it's a buyer's market. Basically, buyers are going to be in the driver's seat and they will be able to request concessions, like put a new roof on, fix all the issues, fix all the problems, and give us a $20,000 discount because there are no other buyers competing with us, right? So item four is, with interest rates not going lower in the rest of this year, 2025, this is not a good time to sell your home because there won't be many buyers in the market. So that's kind of where we are with trades jobs. I thought I'd cover that because there have been signs in the economy that people who work in the trades have been suffering, have been struggling, and I thought I would cover it because this is the reason the housing market is it's sort of hibernating is one way to think about it. It's just hibernating right now. If you have any questions about this, I'd be happy to field any questions. And especially if you're in part of the country where trades jobs are plentiful and the housing market is doing well, I'd really like to hear about that because I went online today trying to find evidence somewhere in the country where people could put their home on the market and get multiple offers. Because that would indicate that trades jobs are still in demand. Because in those kinds of markets, home builders, they can definitely sell. If they build homes, they can sell homes in those kind of markets. If you're in one of those kinds of markets, I would highly appreciate you leaving a comment and telling us what part of the country you're in. Because I looked online today, I could not find evidence of any markets in the U.S. right now that have multiple offers on homes and new home building going on and healthy trades jobs. I looked and I did not find it. So I want to thank everyone for watching. If you have any questions, please post questions in the comments and I'll get to those. And I want to thank everyone for watching and have a great day.